So if you haven't heard yet, Lucasfilm is putting out a trademark on a name, which is basically Star Wars Resistance. Now, a lot of people are speculating a lot of big things about this. People tend to overreact to the simplest things. You know, if DICE puts out a hiring thing, like they're like, hey, come work for us, we have to be able to do this. People are like, oh my god, that means, you know, they're making Star Wars swole toward number 5. It's, calm down, they might just be hiring, you never know. Also, people are reacting to this as they're putting a trademark out and they're automatically assuming it's a show. And they might be right, that's most likely what this is, but it could also be a book, it could also be a game, you never really know. It could be even the next movie, you know, you really never, oh my god, that'd be kind of interesting. So you never really know. However, all signs are leaning a little more towards a show, because what do we know so far? We know that in 2019 Disney is going to be releasing their their streaming service. And so they're coming out with the streaming service in 2019 to compete with Netflix and Amazon Prime and Hulu and all those big things like Showtime and HBO. They're coming out with that. And so we know that one thing we're definitely going to get is a live-action Star Wars show. And most people are going to be pretty excited about that, including myself, because that's something we've never had and it is new. That's one good thing about having Disney make Star Wars, is that you're getting new stuff. Whether it's good or not is different, and it's a different kind of topic to talk about. However, Star Wars Resistance, at first I was a little skeptical, because I was like, well, that sounds like Rebels stuff. I don't really want to see the Rebels, we've just seen the Rebels. Then I thought about it, I was like, well, actually, this could work out really, really well. When they say Resistance, I first just thought, you know, Rebels, but then I forgot that the Rebels turn into the Resistance that you see in Episode 7. And so the Resistance is kind of like at war with the Empire, and the Empire eventually, of course, turns into the First Order over time. It's kind of like a different branch, but whatever. I think this is a cool concept. I think what we should have is a live-action Star Wars show about the Rebels becoming the Resistance and kind of taking over the Empire and like filling the gap that they were, you know, controlling, and being like, hey, we gotta help out these other systems, we gotta destroy the tyranny of the Empire and whatnot. And basically not like a full-on war kind of show, but kind of like a post-war, ending the war kind of show. I think that'd be very interesting, and so I really hope this happens, because there's a lot of cool battles that go on. If you read Aftermath series, there's a lot of battles that go on that you could really follow the resistant troops. Now, to be fair, the resistant troops look really ugly. I don't like the designs on them. They look very bland and just, I don't know, they don't look that good to me. I was kind of confused why JJ signed off on that in Episode 7, but hey, to each their own, I guess. So I think it would be really interesting to see the Resistance show be about literally the Resistance, you know, them building up, destroying the Empire and everything. That'd be something that, you know, would make sense. The name would add up perfectly, and it is something we haven't seen. A live-action Star Wars show is something we haven't seen yet, and it's something that I'd prefer that over a movie, honestly. Because, you know, you have things like Marvel Agents or something like that, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something. You don't have to watch that, and it really doesn't, from what I know, it doesn't really affect the movies itself. And so if we had a Star Wars show like that where you can watch it, and it kind of has, you know, cute little Easter eggs and everything into the movies, so you can enjoy it, then cool. But if you don't watch it, it has no impact on the overall like story for the movies. I kind of like that. I kind of like that option, more or less, and that is kind of what Rebels is doing. But for me, Rebels just, I don't find it that great of a show until this fourth season. This fourth season's been its best season so far, and far more enjoyable than the others. So hopefully a live-action Star Wars show does happen. If not, that's okay. But comment your thoughts below. Do you want a Star Wars show called Star Wars Resistance? Do you want it to be animated, or do you want it to be a live-action show? Or do you think it could be like the next video game, or the next book or movie? Comment your thoughts below. I'm Star Wars Only. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you all next time. May the Force be with you always.